What's up guys, it's your boy Asian Simper 4 here. Again, this time we're going to be looking at my top 10 maps to play in quick play on Team Deathmatch, and we're just going to hop right into it. So we're going to be listing it from my least to my favorites. So starting with number 10, that's going to be from my least favorite all the way to number 1, which is my favorite map to play in Team Deathmatch on quick play. So as of right now, there are 11 TDM maps in the game of Black Squad, but there's only 10 that are able to be selected and played in the quick match. So we're going to hop right into it. So at number 10 spot, we're going to be looking at the map Skyscraper. Now the reason why you guys might wonder why I picked Skyscraper is because every time I play Skyscraper, it just really feels, it doesn't feel right. The fact that there's a cross in the middle of the map where you could fall and die, and the only way to get to the other side and cross is on the 2 lanes outside the map, which is the only place you could use your rifles, SMGs, and shotguns. Anything else, Skyscraper is a sniper paradise because you have such a good line of advantage even in the middle and even on the sides. You're able to camp on the top side, where if you take the stairs up to the enemy's side of the stairway or the hallway, you're going to get shot before you're able to see them because they already have advantage on you. They're able to see your feet and they're able to engage you before you're even able to see them. So that's kind of one of the reasons why I don't like the map Skyscraper, is when you're trying to walk up to the enemy's hallway and they see you first. And just the amount of sniper advantage in that map. You can't use assault rifles fully to their potential. You can, but people who are excellent at sniping can pick you off easily before you're able to get a shot at them. And the fact that you're just not able to cross anywhere, and the only way you're able to cross, and you're forced to use the hallways to get to the other side. So that's why it's on number 10 spot for Skyscraper. Now for my number 9 pick, we're going to be looking at the map Avion. Now you guys might be wondering why I picked this as my number 9 spot, because this map is kind of also more dominated with snipers. 80% of the time it's going to be sniping, because if you look at the layout of the map, the middle part of the map is full blown on just emptiness. There's only a black car in the middle with some crates, and then from then you're basically just fighting each other on each other's castle. There are windows where you can snipe from, and just the layout of the map, you could tell that when they designed this map, they had the intentions of using snipers as this main gameplay. So you're able to peek from multiple windows to engage enemies. Even if you go on the outside part of the map near the left side over here near the cafe, once you get into the cafe, you can secure a sniping spot to engage enemies who are trying to push up near the black car. So that's also an advantage for snipers. Now that's the reason why this map, I believe, has the potential of only being used for snipers. And if you're using an assault rifle, shotgun, or SMG, you could get kills, but most of the time if you have enemies or the other team has good snipers, you're going to get out sniped, and you won't even land a couple shots. Maybe you might get the kills and remove them from their position, but once they respawn there, it could snipe you again and get to that same position where they are and snipe. Every time I play, when I play too, while using a sniper, I'm just able to outsnipe anybody who try to come into the slow death zone. I call the middle part basically a death zone, because if you have a full team who are sniping or good at what they're doing, anybody who comes in there honestly just dies. The only way to get through it is if you have smokes or you nade certain people out of areas. But that being said, this map is mostly dominated by snipers, and I'm pretty sure when they made this map, they had the intentions to just make it a snipers only map. It's possible to get AR and SMG kills, but most of the time you're going to be seeing most of the snipers being used on this map. So that's why it comes on to my number 9 on this list. For number 8, we're going to be looking at a map that I like, and I like the scenery of it, but it kind of falls short when it comes to the gameplay. And we're going to be looking at the map VBSS. I like the way the map is designed. I like the idea how we're fighting on a cruise or a ship, but just the layout of the map doesn't feel that right. As for Viper Squad, you get a nice spawn. You do have a little nice top part near your spawn, but for Peacekeepers, you kind of spawn onto an overledge, seeing the middle of the map, or the courtyard I like to call, or the pool area. And basically there's only 3 ways you could go. You could go up to fight at the connector near mid on the 2nd floor, well, there's also the left lane on the bottom floor where it's just what I like to call Sniper Alley, where that's basically where the snipers like to chill and hang out. And then you got the courtyard, all the other small little close quarter areas to fight in. It's better than Avion in my opinion for sure, but VBSS doesn't really flow good. It doesn't connect that well as most of the checkpoints are kind of weird on this map. It's not really a straightforward firefight. You kind of get into these cramped areas, and you kind of get shot from unknown areas. But it's a alright map, better than Avion and Skyscraper in my opinion, but not as good as the other maps and doesn't flow as well. But that's the reason why it falls on my list at number 8 for VBSS. Coming in at number 7 is Deathmatch. Deathmatch has a more linear map and flows a bit better than the last 3 maps we're talking about, but the way the map is set up is kind of sided towards one team. I mean, if you play well, you could get balanced enough, but it is sided towards, I believe, the Viper squad that spawns on the top part of the map near the dock, because up there you do have more cover and more advantage sites. And since there's that one area near Peacekeeper's side where the container is tilted and you could kind of crawl up and engage Peacekeeper enemies from that angle, and the fact that you have that little container on the left side, you also have more cover, and then you could peek through that doorway. And snipers on this map are really limited. There is that one 45-degree angle cutting through mid where I see a lot of snipers like to play, or they like to play on the little top near the boxes where you could jump on to snipe each other's snipers in the middle. But other than that, it's really sided towards, I believe, Viper squad when you play this map. And the cover really isn't that well on this map either. It's kind of more fighting towards the middle, and if you really want to get cover, you do have to spam smoke grenades if you want to get to where you want to get and push up towards the enemy, or else you're just going to get caught in the middle or on the sides near the storage or the right side that's really close towards Viper squad. Other than that, it plays better than VBSS, Skyscraper, and for sure Avion, so this is why it comes up on number 7. Coming at number 6, we're going to be looking at the map Revenge. Now, I like the layout of Revenge. It has a really nice layout, if you can see right here. Everything is symmetrical, from the pathways to the cover to basically everything. That's the thing I like about this map. But the only thing that it falls at number 6 is because there is an area at the middle of the map where you could see the enemy spawn, and that just kind of throws it off a bit. If you could see the enemy spawning, you could shoot into their spawn. That just kind of ruins the flow of the map, because you could just camp there with a sniper rifle, wait for their spawn protection to end, and then just snag them right there. So that's the reason why I hate about this map. It's just the fact that you have a clear line towards your enemy spawn just ruins it. Other than that, this map flows really well. You got the outside, which is the courtyard or the entrance to the hotel, and then you got the top side where the elevator is at, and then you also have the bottom floor. The bottom floor also has some nice cover, the front desk, and then on the top side there's also stairs going out. And this map flows really well. I like it a lot, but it's just the fact that there's that one area that you could see to the enemy spawn, and there's a little desk right there that you could crouch and be unseen and pop back up and just snipe enemies or shoot them or just one shot them in the head or anything like that. That's just what really ruins the map. I like the map design too. Map design is really nice on a hotel. I wish they could add more designs if they're able to, like add more like items, props, designs, or anything like that to make the map look more beautiful. But other than that, the map flows really well, except for the fact that you got to see that you can see enemies, the enemy spawn. So other than that, that's the reason why it falls in my number 6 on this list. Now at number 5, we're going to be looking at the map Talon. Now Talon has been one of the maps I play the most lately in quick play or in any other game in custom games. It's one of pretty sure the favorite maps in Black Squad. A lot of people enjoy it. It's really symmetrical too. It's balanced. You got connectors to connect to the underground and connect up to the top where mid fights. And I just like the fact that you're able to go up to the second floor up here, and you're able to engage enemies through that hallway in the middle. And then you also have these connectors that connect to the outside that leads to the enemy's base. And then the enemy also have an equal opportunity to reach you there and engage at the connector. And plus you have that underneath part of the middle where where there's a top and the second floor. Nice engagements at the bottom too, and nice engagements at the top. Top is where I see snipers or other snipers like to play at their back area of their spawn and snipe other snipers or players that are trying to cross through their little courtyard. And there's also that window that you can see into the enemy's courtyard. It's not an OP advantage spot. You're able to kill enemies. You could throw frags in there, smoke it off. If you have teammates up there, they can hold that area. So Tallinn plays really well. I like the flow of the map. The flow just feels good. I never really feel like I'm like super spawn trapped and camped in there when I play. Even when I play against good enemies, I don't feel trapped. I feel like I have an opportunity to flank and kill enemies from any angle. You could go up. You could go up mid into their connector. You could come out, go straight to the courtyard, go through the back, and go straight to their connector. So it just flows really well. And I like Tallinn as a good map, and this is the reason why it falls at number 5, but not close enough to top 3, but number 5 on my list. Now on number 4, we're going to be looking at the map Outskirt. I like the design of Outskirt for sure. To get started, I just like the way the map looks. It has that nice European kind of Italy look to it. It's kind of old style, old school, kind of wooden houses and everything. And you go down to the basement or the lower part of the map, you got those barrels, which I assume is alcohol, wine, or whatever. But I like the design of the map for sure. It looks really nice. But to get to the map design, it is another symmetrical map, except for the stairs in the middle and some of the props that are light around. If you can see, the designs are all equally put here. You got the covered, you also got the boost boxes at mid where you can snipe. You go to the right side. The right side I like to call Sniper Alley 2. That's basically where all the snipers like to hang out. Enemies will take the right side or the right side of the map to engage each other, and usually they like to pull that as a flank. As you can see on the further right side, you can also go down the little stairs, and that's basically leads to the underpass, and the underpass goes to the other side of the map, which is on the left side. And then in the middle, you also got the building in the middle where you could go and engage enemies with your assault rifles, shotguns, SMGs. So this map has a nice design for sniper rifles, LMGs, assault rifles. I mentioned shotguns. Yeah, if I didn't mention shotguns. So this wet map plays really well with every single weapon you're looking at. You don't really feel spawn trap because you're basically right there. So you could get in there. If you can spawn trap, you can use your spawn protection to engage and remove the enemies out of your spawn. Usually enemies don't like to creep up too much or else they're gonna die. So you feel really balanced on this map. You're not getting pushed. You're not getting like forced into a corner. You have an equal opportunity to push the enemy back and they push you back to it. Flows really well. I like it. I usually like to go mid and straight into the house or straight into the middle into the gunfight. So that's why I like the flow of it. You never feel like you're stopped somewhere or you're trying to look for enemies all the time. You're just straight into the action. That's what I like about Outskirt. That's the reason why it comes at number 4 on my list for Outskirt. Now for the final 3 maps that I enjoy, in my opinion, why I like, and to get started for number 3, we're going to be looking at the map Blast. I like the map Blast because it's also another symmetrical map. Everything flows really well. You got the right side for snipers. Snipers can play middle too on the little pathway on the left side. You also got the super far left side where SMGs, assault rifles could go and they could engage each other on that side. You also got the bridge, which I like. You could the bridge, you could shoot enemies on there from a really good advantage point, but then it's also really deadly because enemies could flank you from the left side, the middle, so you can't really have that much of an advantage. Like if you're on the bridge and you don't have teammates watching your left or your right, you could fall to enemies who are flanking you. So the spot isn't that overpowered. It can be if you know what you're doing and you have good teammates and you spawn and you're able to just get the shots off. That's where I like to see snipers play all the time. I see them play there. I also play there too. Even enemies with assault rifles, they play there. They also have advantage when they see you walking up the little road on the left side, and then the right side snipers also like to play there, but then you also got boxes on the right side blocking, so you could throw nades and push up. And then the middle part is kind of a hectic area. That's kind of where your SMGs, assault rifles like to go. They like to basically just blast each other in the middle, and then in the middle you could basically go from anywhere out there. And then you also got that nice underpass that leads straight to the middle. So these symmetrical maps are all my favorite because symmetrical maps in games like Black Squad, Crossfire, or anything like that flows really well, and these are the maps we need. We don't really need Call of Duty maps. Call of Duty maps are good if the spawns aren't fixed, but since games like this, like Black Squad, they're fixed spawns, so maps like this is perfect for fixed spawns like this. And the next 2 maps are gonna be another great example why maps like these top 3 are good for their fixed spawn gameplay. At number 2, we're going to be looking at Storage. It's a really good map. This map reminds me a lot of Crossfire, I forgot, Shipyard, where you're able to go through the underpass on the right side and flank the enemy onto their spawn. I feel like this is the exact same design as basically they took for Crossfire, but I just like the layout. I just like the flow of it. You're basically just put on this straight big one lane, and then you got the 3 lanes on the outside, and they're just used to flank. The lanes on the outside are just used to flank your enemy spawn. Same with the Black Squad, or not Black Squad, Peacekeeper or Black Viper. They use the outside to just flank into their spawn, but it's not that OP because the enemy could get up there too and shoot you and engage you. They can also frag you out there, so that's what I like about it. I mean, I think I assume Peacekeeper, their flank isn't that well. It's just kind of a container, while Viper Squad does have a more opening with the little hallway flank on the outside, but it doesn't really make a difference because you could also be able to engage them easily. But I just like the flow of it. If you look at the middle of the map, there is good cover for each team. You also got that little ladder to the top where you could shoot enemies and jump down from, which I like about that. But Storage is one of those maps that I just really enjoy. I wish it could come out more in the playlist for quick play, or people play more of it on custom games, but it flows really well. You got many angles where you could flank, you could engage enemies straight up. You got snipers who could play top, snipers could play on the left side. So basically it's equal. Snipers could play here, SMGs, LMGs, and that's why I like it. Storage is just kind of a quick, you jump in, throw nades, engage enemies, respawn, die, respawn, engage enemies, and all sorts of things. It just flows really well as a map. And any map that's just like this, where you have a fixed spawn, you're just put in there so you're able to engage. And that's why I like this map so much. It reminds me of other maps like in AVA and Crossfire, so that's why it comes on my number 2 on this list. I don't know if it's just me, but storage maps or like box maps or dock maps are usually the best map in games like this, in games with free to play like this, like AVA and Crossfire. But number 1, we're gonna be looking at Harbor Noon. Harbor Noon is another crate or shipyard map, whatever you like to call it. It has containers and all that cool stuff, but I like Harbor Noon because it just flows really well. It's just a straight one lane map where it's just big, just big one-way area map right here where you just basically just move forward. You don't take any alleyways, you don't do anything like that. You could go left to this container area, go right through this opening, or just go straight up middle where you got the top and the bottom. That's what I like too on this map, is because you're able to get the top advantage, but also when you're on the top you're also exposed. You have that advantage to engage enemies in the bottom, but yet you also could fall victim to snipers or other players who are good at shooting, and they're able to eliminate you on the top. And you also got the bottom of the container where you could basically camp there or scoot into their enemy spawn and just shotgun blast them or SMG blast them too. And then you got the left and the right spawn, and this map just flows really well. This is a perfect example of what maps should be in Black Squad. I do like the design, but if other maps could do this, or they could make other maps like this and make it look 10 times as beautiful as this map, or flow just as good as Harbor Noon or Storage or Blast or even Revenge, these are the maps that I like to see in here, and these are the maps that play the most or play the best when I play the game. So I hope you guys enjoy my top 10 maps in the quick play selection. There is one more map that is not in here that I would want to see. I just want to play it. It's the map Rush. Nobody ever plays it. You can only play a custom match. I never got to play it with real players. I always play with AIs, but I always want to set one up to see if people will join up so I could just experience what Rush feels like. But these are the 10 maps that I pick. I hope you guys enjoy the video, and leave me a comment down in the comment section below if you guys agree with what I said. Do you guys enjoy that Harbor Noon is the best map? Do you guys disagree with Avion? Do you guys think that's the best map? Do you think VBSS is better? Do you guys like Skyscraper? Because for me, I absolutely hate Skyscraper with a passion. Every time I play, I just want to leave, but I just got to finish the game. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Other than that, peace out.